Hello ladies and gentlemen, Reaper here with a Metal Gear Solid 5 trailer analysis. Now what we see in the first opening scene is Mother Base just completely covered in blood, Big Boss's comrades all completely wiped out, and from what it appears it was Big Boss that done it himself. Now this is bringing back some similarities from Metal Gear Solid 4 when everyone was being mind controlled through the nano machines, and I think that when we got a glimpse of the nuclear trailer we sort of had a glimpse of that and it seemed quite similar. So I'll show you that just to give you a little bit of reminder of what happened. Now this is the scene from Metal Gear Solid 4 when the mind control kicks in and obviously everyone just starts going completely mental. Now you don't think much about it until you look back at the nuclear trailer and you start to see the similarities, and I think that maybe what happens in the Phantom Pain was kind of the early stages of what they were trying to get to in Metal Gear Solid 4. Now if we look at the nuclear trailer, you can see there's definitely some sort of similarities to what's going on in Metal Gear Solid 4, and like I say, I think it's definitely the early stages of mind control. Now in this next bit I want to talk a little about Kaz, and from what we've seen we got a quick glimpse of his eyes, and from what we can gather it appears that he's blind, but I don't think that he's fully blind because there's different types of blindness that people can get. Now for instance, I went to a Catholic school and our priest, he was partially blind, and what he had was he couldn't really focus on objects too well, but he could see outlines and things like that. Now maybe Kaz has this kind of blindness. I don't think that he's fully blind. He seems to walk around quite well, to be honest, and you know, we don't really know what's actually happened to him yet, so God knows. Now I find this next scene quite interesting. I think that this could be the return of the boss. I think that this, what they're dragging in now, is probably the AI of the boss. Now roundabouts all the voiceover acting was happening, there was a photo that popped up of Laurie in the recording studio. Now Laurie is the person that does the voice of the boss. I can't remember her last name, I apologise, but yeah, when I seen this photo I thought to myself, maybe she's doing something for cassettes or something like that, but obviously now we're starting to see that there's a good chance that the boss could make a return, and this has probably got something to do with the possibility of rebuilding a new Metal Gear, but like I say, they're not giving much away. Could be anything. Now in this next scene, a crazy thing that I was not expecting was the return of Paz. Now there's no way in hell she survived that explosion. So the only thing I can think of is that somehow they've managed to re-clone her. I mean, God knows there's been a lot of cloning happening lately. But then the next question to add to that is, why would they want to clone her? What would they get from it? So for now, I'm just going to stay baffled on this one and come back to it at another time. Now, my next theory is the possibility that Quiet was originally supposed to be a member of the Skulls group. Maybe while undergoing this procedure she's managed to escape, and that's led us to this point now. Had circumstances have been different, maybe she might have been a member of the Skulls group, but I reckon that's definitely how she got her abilities. Now this part has got me really excited. I can't wait to find out what the hell is happening with this scene. This just tells me that Liquid is there. Everyone clearly knows that Liquid is there, but this has definitely got to be the return of a young Solid Snake. And there is a couple of hints in the trailer. For instance, there's one scene, and I swear it sounds just like David Hayter. Obviously David Hayter's had to dull the voice down a bit, make himself sound a lot younger, and it's all dependent on the timeline. Now maybe as the timeline goes on, years will go by, but for now I'm just completely clueless as to what's going on. But I am more than certain that David Hayter is going to be in this game, and it is going to be absolutely unbelievable.
Now obviously it's a bit of a weird scene, because when Snake goes in Metal Gear Solid 1, he has no memory that he even has a brother, let alone a twin. So obviously maybe at some point in this game he gets his memory wiped, but Liquid seems to remember everything. So there's a lot of unanswered questions. Some people are trying to say, is it Solidus? No, I don't believe it's Solidus. Solidus has rapid age, and it would have been a lot older around that time. So I definitely think that it is Liquid Snake and Solid Snake. And you hear at the end of the trailer they say, "Listen for Taib." Zero called it. That's all the proof you need that David Hayter is definitely making a return for this final game. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take us back to the first briefing in Metal Gear Solid 1, just as a little reminder about what happened and how similar he actually is to Liquid. He's got the long blonde hair, you know, it's unbelievable.
And finally, in charge of them, Foxhound's squad leader, Liquid Snake.
Liquid Snake?
Yes. And you're the only person who can stand against him.
Liquid Snake?
Liquid Snake. The man with the same codename as you.
Tell me what you know.
He fought in the Gulf War as a teenager, the youngest person in the SAS. His job was to track down and destroy mobile Scud missile launching platforms. You were there too, I believe. Didn't you infiltrate Western Iraq with a platoon of Green Berets?
I was just a kid myself back then.
The details are classified, but it seems that originally he penetrated the Middle East as a sleeper for the SIS.
He was a spy for the British Secret Intelligence Service?
But he never once showed his face in Century House. He was taken prisoner in Iraq, and after that there was no trace of him for several years. After you retired, he was rescued and became a member of Foxhound.
I thought that by the time I left, they were no longer using codenames.
I don't know his real name. That information is so highly classified that even I can't look at it. Here's a photo of him. Pretty shocking, huh? His skin tone is different, but otherwise you two are exact duplicates.
I have a twin?
I don't know the details, but it seems so. That's why we really need you for this mission.
You're the only one who can beat him. Now that I've met you, I know. You've got something that he doesn't. I can see it in your eyes.
Why don't I find that thought more comforting?
In any case, if it doesn't kill you, then I'm not worried either. After all, our genetic code is identical.
So it's true, you and I are...
Yes, twins. But we're not ordinary twins. We're twins linked by cursed genes. Les enfants terribles.
With each change, I changed too.
Les enfants terribles. Zero Connor.
Les enfants terribles.
I can see it in your eyes. I can see it in your eyes.
Les enfants terribles. Zero Connor.
Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you liked it. You know, share, like, subscribe. It'll help me out a lot. And I'll see you on my next video. We're out.